Howdy Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Windbreaker chapter 181. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because of course this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored, if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little puppy kitty who's somewhere around here, hopefully being good kitty, and this operation, well, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon, where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Dragon Ball Daima, which we covered in both the sub and the dub. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 patron, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there's a stacked spring anime season in full swing, in which we're covering Witch Watch, Vigilante, Boku no Hero Academia, Legals, and Fire Force Season 3. And there's even more on the way. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So last chapter of Windbreaker is something that I can extremely relate to, especially in regards to Sakura, because now that Sakura has gotten like the validation that he needs, he is completely stuck. He doesn't know what he wants to do from here. And I don't have the validation that Sakura has, but I can understand in terms of like being stuck and not knowing what to do. And what he's going to do from here anymore. Does he not want to go and be the top of Furin anymore? Because remember what his purpose was when he, at the start of the manga, was he wanted to be the top of Furin because he wanted to get validation and that he was alone, and now he don't need it anymore. But let's get into this chapter, see what's in store for us today. And this chapter is titled Lamplight. The man seated at the very spot I wanted to reach is beyond amazing. I'm so far from reaching him, so tremendously far. If he is someone deserving of being the top, then Sakura? Sorry, was I being too nosy? Oh, no, it's not that. You didn't say anything wrong. Hey, Sakura? You have the Furin boys on your side, and it looks like you all get along well, too. But sometimes it might be hard to talk openly about certain things because you're so close, which is very true. If you ever feel that way, aw, then come see me. I'll listen to anything you gotta say. I'm an outsider, and what's more, I'm your friend. Aww! That's very true. Sometimes you need an outsider's perspective. You do, because sometimes when you're really, really close, with your bros and all that, or just with your friends or with your family, they'll give you a biased opinion. And sometimes you need like an outsider's perspective on the situation. Not just an outsider's perspective. You need like more than yes men. You need to find others' perspectives on the situation before you can even make your own decision on situations, on different things. But I like that he said that. That was really cool. Oh, but this might be something he can't discuss with an outsider too. This is what I was saying. I came to Furin so I could take down their boss and conquer the school, but to be the top, you have to have something you want to achieve. And only those who will always win, no matter who they fight, can become the leader. Damn it. I don't know what I have to do to be just like Umamiya. I thought it was more so like a validation kind of thing. I still think it, you know what? I still think it is validation. But let's look at this. Let's go back here for a second. I came to Furin so I could take down their boss and conquer the school. Which was simple, but now he understands through all this. And also, as I said, kind of getting the validation that, and I think this is a subconscious thing, subconsciously, that he was seeking out validation, and he got that validation. And there's that, and then there's also this. But to be the top, you have to have something you want to achieve, which being the top of Furin is somewhat something that he wants to achieve, but it's very, compared to like what Umamiya wants to do or wanted to do, set out to do, it's very shallow. So I understand. And only those who will always win no matter who they fight can become the leader. Damn it. I don't know what I have to do to be just like Umamiya. Well, what it is he's got to figure out what he wants to do, like, after the fact. Like, he's got to think further ahead. Whereas with Umamiya, you know, Umamiya knew what he wanted to do from the get-go once he became the leader. He wanted to change Furin from being more than just a delinquent school. He wanted to have, create, like, a better reputation, use Furin's reputation to protect the town. Just getting stronger is probably not the right answer. And even if I have something I want to do, oh, a second. What? Oh, sorry, Sakura. They're sure chatting it up over there. I'm not so sure about that. I wonder what they're chatting about. Yeah, it makes you wonder. I just thought, wow, that's one big problem you're facing. You asshole, I'm being serious here. Hey, I'm not making fun of you. Umamiya is a really strong man. At least he is to me, an outsider, so the guys watching him from the inside must really feel it in their bones. Yeah. I don't think people would normally worry about becoming just like him or failing to imitate him, but Sakura, that's something that you do. That's why I said this is one big problem. What's wrong with that, huh? Nothing's wrong with it. It's just so you to be worried about that, which is very true. The heck does that mean? But listen, this is just how I feel, but I'm not sure if you really have to become just like Umamiya, which is true. He doesn't have to become just like Umamiya. But as I've been saying, he doesn't have to be exactly like Umamiya, but he does have to think further ahead. Like, what does he want to do after becoming the leader? You can't just be like, I just want to become the leader of Furin. Do I want to continue Umamiya's legacy of saving the town? Like, that's something, though. What? Did you know? A second. Did you know that ume flower plum blossoms bloom earlier than most flowers? They blossom in the snow and lead winter into spring. But sakura flowers, oh god, yeah, this seems very familiar, doesn't it? But sakura flowers, cherry blossoms burst into full bloom in spring. It practically symbolizes spring while it blossoms along with all the other flowers. Cherry blossoms will not bloom when there's still snow, but when it's too warm, plum blossoms will wither. A sakura, this freaking metaphor! A sakura can never become an umi. This metaphor is everything! I want to read this again. This is genius. The umi flower plum blossoms bloom earlier than most flowers. You know, like with Umamiya. Umamiya is strong. He became the strongest and leader of Furin faster than most flowers. He was strong, like pretty strong going into Furin as well. They blossom in the snow and lead winter into spring. And remember what that winter was. That winter was how the winter was the darker years at Furin, right? And he was able to reform Furin really fast and change it into that darkness, into that light, getting it out of that winter, that dark winter, into that spring. But sakura flowers, cherry blossoms burst into full bloom in spring, which is the sakura, obviously being sakura, he was able to bloom, to blossom into the person he is under Umamiya's reign, under Umamiya's, not reign, I'm sorry, well, reign, yeah, because of Umamiya's influence. See what I mean? And Umamiya's influence does that to people. We've seen that. Umamiya is that he has that charisma. AKA, like what we saw, like that's mentioned with the ume flower, or, the plum blossoms. It practically symbolizes spring while it blossoms along with all the other flowers, which, again, as I said, symbolizes spring while it blossoms along with all the other flowers, aka, it blossoms, it blossoms because of Ume's, Umamiya's influence is able to bring out the best of people. That's Umamiya. He's able to bring out the best in people. Cherry blossoms will not bloom when there's still snow. You see? And that's what happened. Sakura was not able to bloom or become the person he is when he was alone in that darkness, like prior to coming to Furin. But when it's too warm, plum blossoms will wither. And Umamiya can't shine, and he wouldn't become the person he was if he was in like too much of a pampered environment. A Sakura can never become an Umi, which is very true, and he can't. No, and I understand. I understand it. See, I understand the metaphor. I'm very curious what you guys think of this metaphor. I think it's genius. I think what Sakura did is genius. And there's no need for it to change either. That's because a Sakura is its own being. Just like Sakura is its own person. Just like everyone is their own person. They don't have to become like someone else. They don't have to become someone else. No, you're an individual. You're your own person. You could strive to be like someone, to like live up to their legacy. You could strive to like be like them in some ways, like be a good person, or be kind, like not just be a good person, like be kind to others and all that shit. Yeah, sure. But you're not going to be exactly like them. And there's no need for it to change either. That's because Sakura is its own being. Besides, how I see it, you have your own strengths that are different from Umamiya's. Exactly. That's why you can be your own version of Furin's leader. You don't need to think about it. What you want to do or what will happen after you claim the top seat, you could start here by thinking, see, what was I saying? I've literally been saying this. That's why you can be your own version of Furin's leader. You don't need to think about what you want to do or what will happen after you claim the top seat. You could start here by thinking about what you want to do right now, which is true. He doesn't need to think about it. Sure. But I'm going to keep reading this. What I want to do you have a wish or a dream? A wish or a dream? If you do, then maybe that could serve as a big clue for you. The road to the top is probably going to be a tough one, but you're not going to ever bend your will, right, Sakura? But I think what is going on with Sakura, and this is why he was stuck, is he was thinking about being too much like Umamiya. He was trying to be exactly like Umamiya, and I still think that at some point, he doesn't have to think about it right now. And I think that's what he's saying, is you don't have to think about it right now. You don't, because he says you don't need to think about what you want to do or what will happen after you claim the top seat. You can start here by thinking about what you want to do right now. At some point, yeah, he's going to have to do it, but not at this very moment. But this though, what I want to do you have a wish or a dream? Because that's what Umamiya had going into Furin. He had a dream. Sakura didn't have a dream. Well, he had a shallow dream, mind you, but he did have a dream. A wish or a dream. Wish or a dream? If you do, then maybe that could serve as a big clue for you, which is very true. like that dream or that wish, kind of like, as I've been saying, like with Umamiya, what his wish and what his dream was going into Furin and taking over, and reforming Furin, like that could serve as that clue for Sakura. What I think it is, at least in my opinion, as I've been saying, is to continue Umamiya's legacy, to continue the happy days that are here, or that at Furin, to continue to protect the town, and to just continue like the happy life that they have here, or hell, maybe even more than that, to just like build on the foundation that Umamiya has set for them. And hell, think about it. Sakura kind of has done that. He has built on that foundation by allying and working with the other schools. That's what I think it is. I think that's what Sakura is doing, and that's what he's going to do after he becomes the top head of Furin. And he's kind of doing it. I think he's subconsciously doing this. He doesn't realize it, but that's what he's doing. He's building up on top of that foundation that Umamiya has here by building this oh my god, what's this, kind of like this organization with this allyship with the rest of the gangs, and so that they get along and they'll help each other out when they need to. I think, and I should not say allyship, building this family, that's a better wording. Building this family with everyone in the surrounding towns. I think that's what Sakura is going to do. I think that's what he's going to do. And I think that's what Umamiya wants Sakura to do. Anyways, the road to the top is probably going to be a tough one, but you're not going to ever bend your will, right, Sakura? Nope, I will never bend my will. You got that right. Besides, Sakura, you're still in your first year. You're getting way ahead of yourself here. Well, what's wrong with thinking ahead, huh? Sakura-san, he seems to be enjoying himself today. What a relief. Yeah, I felt like he had a lot in his mind last time. I'm glad he's looking happier. Maybe he finally got over what was bothering him. Umamiya has nothing to do with it, huh? To an extent. That never even crossed my mind. I'm not him. Exactly. I should just do what I want in my own way. I agree. Exactly. Yeah, as I've been saying throughout all this. He's not Umamiya. No. What he's doing, and I'm very curious what you guys think about this. What do you guys think of that metaphor? That metaphor is genius. That metaphor between the Umi blossom, the plum blossom, and the Sakura blossom is fucking genius. And I'm thinking about it now, as I've been comparing it to like the foundation, talking about the foundation. And that just even makes it like kind of fits into this too, where Umamiya, as the blossom, he is setting this foundation for the next generation to build upon it. And that's what Sakura is going to be doing, or Sakura is already doing, is building on that foundation for to set up what Umamiya would be calling a family. Let's be real, with the surrounding town, the surrounding towns, the surrounding gangs, their surrounding schools, to build this family, this community, and they're going to work together to protect their community. So like what we saw in the previous arc, when Furin was in trouble, Sakura got their allies together. They came and helped. And I think that's what's going on here. And I think this is genius. I think he's subconsciously figuring it out. He's slowly going to figure it out as time goes on, that's what he's doing. He's building off of, he is not the smartest, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's not. But as time goes on, he'll figure it out. Umamiya already knows. We've seen this already. We've seen that Umamiya already knows what Sakura is going to be doing, what he's setting Sakura up to do. We already know this. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about this metaphor between the Sakura Blossom and the Plum Blossom, I think it's genius. I think it's freaking genius. And what do you guys think about how that connects to Umamiya being that setting the foundation for the next generation, and what Sakura, and do you guys think that Sakura, because the Sakura blossom blooming and all that, do you guys think he's already kind of started setting it up with the community, with the surrounding communities? I think it's God, this manga is so genius. Satoru Sensei is just a genius, man. He really is. And I don't think, and you know what? I'm going to say this. It's really sad that certain people, certain anime onlys specifically, are dropping this series because they are dumbass bigots. I hate using the word bigot. I've been using it a lot lately because people are being straight up bigoted. It's unbelievable how much, like, it's because there's tourists and they've never experienced a cross-dressing character before. But yes, they are straight up bigots. But also something that's amazing that we're seeing here with this manga, Windbreaker is just what it's doing, at least in the West, is just incredible. I really love seeing how Windbreaker is really bringing the community together and kind of waking up the community in some ways. It's very interesting. But anyways, I'm very curious what you guys think about this chapter. What do you guys think about this metaphor? I think it's genius. What do you guys think about it, how it applies to, as I said, with the foundation with Umamiya? And what do you think? Where do you think this manga is going to go from here? Like, especially as I said, as I've been saying, Umamiya is that foundation. Umamiya has built that foundation, and where do you think we're going to go from here? Besides, obviously building the relationships with the surrounding communities, there's got to be another outsider coming in, right? There's got to be, and there's got to be. We've already seen some, but there's got to be something else coming in that's going to test Sakura and test Furin and test everyone else. I can't wait to see what Satoru is going to have up his sleeve for this, because Sakura and Furin's got to be put to the test, because it can't be all honky-dory. Nah, there's got to be another test for them. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we could keep bringing you more Windbreaker content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee, purchase something off our Amazon wish list. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. And until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.